I Know What You Did Last Summer begins in Southport, North Carolina at the Crocker Queen Beauty Pageant on Independence Day with Julie James, her boyfriend Ray, Helen, and Helen's boyfriend Barry. Helen wins the contest, and so the group celebrate by the beach, but driving back home, they unexpectedly hit a man on the highway. Fearing the repercussions of the accident, they decide to dump the man off the coast and into the ocean, but not before having to shoo away the local loser Max, who comes across them on the highway. On the docks, the man regains consciousness and grabs Helen, forcing them to push him off and into the depths of the ocean. A year later, Julie, who is returning from college, receives an anonymous letter in the mail that reads, "I know what you did last summer." She reunites with her former friends to show them the letter, and Julie believes the victim of the accident was a man named David Egan. Barry immediately suspects Max of sending them the letter as a prank and confronts him, but Max denies it. After Barry leaves, Max is then hooked by a mysterious man in a fisherman's slicker. That night, Barry is chased down and attacked by the same hook man with a car, but ends up being spared. Julie decides to do some research and goes out to find David Egan's sketchy sister, Missy, who talks about how the loss of David has hurt the family. That same night, while Helen is sleeping, the hook man sneaks into her room, and the next morning she awakens to find her hair cut by the man. Oh god, the hair, oh no. That same morning, as Julie drives out to Helen's, she hears something in the trunk. She opens it up to find Max's body covered in crabs, but when Barry and Helen come out to look, Max is gone. Julie decides to go back to Missy's place to discuss David Egan, but it turns out at the time of the accident, David was also getting letters with the same writing as Julie's letters. Missy mentions that a year before David's demise, his fiancée Susie had passed, and the whole town blamed David for it. Julie realizes that David was not the accident victim, but Ben Willis, Susie's father, who had just unalived David that night before getting hit. At this year's Crocker Queen pageant, Barry is attacked by Ben Willis, and later Helen encounters the man and is unalived too. Julie heads to the docks to enlist Ray's help in finding Helen and Barry, but becomes suspicious of his involvement with the Egans and runs away from him. A nearby fisherman tells her to get onto his boat for safety, but it turns out that the boat belongs to none other than Ben Willis, who sets off with her on the boat. Ben tries to attack Julie, but she evades him long enough for Ray to climb aboard to help her take Ben down. Or up in this case, sending him off the boat and into the sea. 1 year later at her school's locker rooms, Julie sees written on a foggy shower door, "I still know." Ending I Know What You Did Last Summer.